Hello, welcome to Walking with God. My name is Tanya. Thank you for joining me today. Today I want to come from the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 28. It says, "And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to his purpose." And my topic for today is God said it was necessary. Okay, it was necessary. Necessary means required. It's a requirement to be done. It is demanded. It is essential. It is needed. God said it is required. It is required. Necessary, it can be a desirable thing or it can be undesirable. It can be something as simple like to eat every day. We need to eat every day. It's necessary for us to survive, to live. You have to eat. In order to eat, to live, you have to eat every day. And so it is required. It is required. It is demanded. It is essential that you eat to live, in order to live. It is necessary that we have rain on the earth, that the earth receives rain from God. Okay, it is necessary for the plants to grow, for water, to water the earth, for our lakes. It is necessary. Rain is necessary. Sunshine is necessary. We need the sun to dry up the rain or to provide nutrients. Vitamin D, we get vitamin D from the sun. It is necessary for the sun to shine, and it brings us just the ray of sun. You know, like they say in Seattle, they don't get a lot of sunshine and there's a lot of depression there. But sunshine can bring joy. It is necessary. Too much of each one is detrimental. You know, it can leave undesirable outcome. Too much rain, all rain and no sunshine. You know, the earth would flood. You know, just ask Noah. Too much sunshine and you got a desert. Everything dries up. The lakes dries up. You have a drought. The animals would die. The plants would die. And eventually the humans would die. So it is necessary, but you know, too much of anything isn't good. Let's talk about, I want to talk to you about the caterpillar, okay? It is necessary for the caterpillar. I know this is strange, but stay with me. I'm going somewhere. The caterpillar goes into a cocoon in order to turn into a butterfly, okay? When the caterpillar, you know, as it's growing, you know, all it does is just eat. The caterpillar just goes around eating everything it could. You know, it's loving life. Our life is good. You know, all it has to do is eat. And then as it grows into an adult, it turns into a pupa, you know, a cocoon. It turns into a cocoon. And sorry, I forgot to turn my notifications off. It turns into a cocoon, and then it starts its transitioning, okay? So during this stage is hidden. It is hidden. It can take up to a few weeks, a few months, or even a couple of years before it develops and comes out of this cocoon. It is hitting. It's this transitional period that it's going through, okay? And it is necessary for it to become a butterfly. This transitional period is necessary in order for it to become a butterfly, okay? During this transitional period, it stops eating. It doesn't eat anymore, okay? It was eating, you know, living life, and it was good, just eating, and it's no longer eating anymore. It's developing legs, it's growing wings, you know, it's getting, developing eyes. It's developing the parts of a butterfly, okay? Just like God is transforming you, you go through a stage of hiding, No one can see your growth. No one can see you getting stronger. No one understands why you look the way you do. And you don't look the same, okay? When you come out, when this transitional phase is over, you will come out looking better than you were before. You even have wings now. You can fly. You can rise above your enemies, okay? People will see you and say, wow, look what the Lord has done, okay? Look what the beauty, how beautiful you have become. Just from a caterpillar to this beautiful butterfly, and during that time you're transitioning, you're growing, you're being strengthened, okay? It was necessary, it was necessary for your growth. And I like the story about Paul being arrested. No, this is totally off balance, but I'm going to scripture now, okay? Paul was arrested when he first began to preach the gospel, okay? And for no reason, okay, just for preaching the gospel, preaching Jesus, he got arrested. He was like, you arrested me for no reason. I want to see Caesar. So he got arrested. They put him on his boat to take him to Rome. He got shipwrecked. He was bitten by a snake. Okay. And all of this was necessary. Okay. It was necessary. It was necessary for him to be arrested. If he hadn't been arrested, if he hadn't been bit by a snake, he wouldn't have gone to the king. The king would have not heard. Everybody would not have heard about God's power that was up on him. Okay. If he was not arrested, he would not have been shipwrecked. If he was not shipwrecked, he would have been bitten by a snake, because he went on the island with the barbarians where he was bitten by a snake, and they was like, oh my goodness, he didn't die. He just shook the snake off. Okay, he didn't die. And people heard about this miraculous thing that happened to him, and they were like, for surely the hand of the Lord is upon him. Okay, so they knew how great God was, and they needed to hear how good God was. But that wouldn't have happened if he wasn't arrested. So sometimes you got to go through to get to where you're going. And because of that, he was arrested and he saw the king. The king heard about him. Everybody got to hear about Jesus. He got a chance to witness and preach to them. Okay, he stayed there for 2 years afterwards. He in his own little house, okay? And everybody got to hear the word of God and be saved and be delivered. And he got a chance to spread the gospel, okay? But all of that, if he didn't get arrested, it wouldn't have happened. So that arrest was necessary. That snake bite was necessary. He was shipwrecked and could have drowned, but it was necessary. He didn't drown, but it was necessary for other people to be saved. Okay? It was necessary. It may hurt, but it was necessary. And at the time of your birth, God gives you everything you need for your life's journey, for your life's purpose, just like the caterpillar. He had everything he needed to turn into that beautiful butterfly. But what if he said, I'm not going to go into no cocoon. I want to stay a caterpillar. I want to stay lowly. I want to live off the bottom of these leaves. I don't want to learn how to fly and soar above my enemies, because you do have a choice. But God gives you everything you need, everything he needed to turn into that beautiful butterfly. It was given in him. Okay. If God knows our ends before it begins, okay? God knows the end of our life before it begins. He knew if we would need both parents. God knew if we need both parents or no parents at all. God knew if we would need good parents or horrible parents. God knew Before you were born, before you were conceived, he knew if you would need all your limbs or no limbs at all. He knew if you needed to be born into wealth or into poverty. God will not withhold any good thing from you. I'm going somewhere, okay? Some people need more to get started, okay? Some people need both parents. Some people having no parents at all will push them further than if they had both parents in their lives. If they had horrible parents, sometimes the negative things in our lives pushes us, strengthen us to not want to be like that, like what, our parents were, or to be better, to not to live in poverty. I see this, what it's like, and it's terrible. I don't want this. Some people couldn't live in poverty. They had to live in wealth, okay? They couldn't handle poverty, okay? But that still doesn't mean that they couldn't go out and do well, okay? It's just that, some people need more to get started. This reminds me of negative and positive feedback, okay? Both are necessary, but one is derived from a deficit. The other is derived from a surplus, okay? But they both are necessary. Just like that pain that came in your life, that disappointment came and it humbled you, okay? It was necessary because you were becoming too prideful, and God had to send pain to humble you. It taught you thought you were invincible. You thought you could do life without God. God had to send that pain to show you, wait a minute, no, you can't do this without me. You need me. Because guess what? You were seeking God when you got humble, when that pain came. You sought his face. It's funny how when things happen, we remember God. We was like, oh, wait a minute. God can help me. No one else can help me. But you know who can? God can. And he knows that. Unfortunately, a lot of us, that's the way it is. If the negative things wouldn't happen, we wouldn't even seek God. But that pain caused you to lean on God and seek his face. That pain led to your salvation. That pain opened up your eyes and allowed you to see people for the way they really are. Ooh, child, I didn't know you did it. They hurt you. It hurt. It was painful. But guess what? Now your eyes are open and you see them for who they really are. Okay? That pain allowed you to see and to have that you have more growing to do, that you don't have it all together yet. You still got some growing to do. Whoa, that hurt me like that? Okay, I thought I was stronger than that. That almost took me out. I got too depressed behind that. Wait a minute. I got some growing up to do in the things of God. That pain removed people from your life. But it also opened a door for the right people to come into your life. That pain caused you to want to change your life and do better. That pain caused you to get up off that couch, stop being lazy, and go get what God promised you. Because it reminded you life is too short.